All right, Ausia and John continue heading east into where are they heading to? I think they're ultimately going to the Great Lakes. I believe they're going to the Great Lakes. If you watch some videos from Full Tiny House, they're already hanging out there in Ohio-ish, Iowa, and heading that direction. Ausia did say that she wanted to go see the Great Lakes, and there is a schoolie meetup there in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. They're coming up real soon, so they are on their way. The video, this one here, is a little bit dated, as Ausia's are, but it seems like she's trying to catch up now. Pandemonium there, because she's been posting almost every day now. And this one is paid $240 to get out of the mud because, yes, heavy rains, yucky heavy rains all throughout the upper Midwest over the last few weeks. So there's a certain nomad that lives, it has a house there in Illinois, who's not happy with all the rains, and I don't know. I surmise that he's regretting buying that house there in Illinois a year ago. So we'll see. We'll see. Anyway, too bad this happened at night, but Panda there got stuck in the mud. The Panda vehicle, whatever they're driving, whatever. And they got stuck in the mud, and they had to get pulled out. And it was 240 smackaroonies to do that. And, if they had filmed it during the day, they should have waited till the next day when the sun was up, because they could have gotten some good footage, they could have. We didn't get any good footage of that. We kind of get some lights here. You can see the truck. There's the truck that's going to get him out, but it's all dark and you can't see much. But I don't know. My advice would have been just sit put in the mud all night and get out in the next day. But you don't know. You don't know when you've got a big vehicle and it's dark and you're parking kind of boondocking, and you don't know, if it's gravel road and it's solid, or if it's muddy, or there's a muddy patch or whatever. So yeah, anyway, not fun, huh? So there we got some shots of what was going on there. They've got the tow vehicle behind, they're towing the truck and all that, whatever. Anyway, so stuck in the mud, but on their way, continuing to a very wet upper Midwest. I don't know, man. Whoa. And what do you do? The first thing you do when you get stuck, when you get pulled out of the mud, you go to Walmart. That's right. All right. There's a shot that was at the 11-minute mark of what it was like in the daylight before they got really badly stuck. Anyway, so yuck, yuck, yuck. Yeah. Oh, we don't want that. Why does that keep popping up? I don't know. So yeah, stuck in the mud, huh? Wow. Ooh! Got Legacy Venture RV. Nasty comments don't bother her. See? Doesn't bother her, Ed. Doesn't bother her. Paul Barger there. Bread truck guy. New mirrors on the bread truck. And some oil change there. We got a good one here from Campion's. It's not a good one. I mean, it's a very interesting video. Campion's man was running his dog there over by a school. What was it? Some ball fields, and Lefty the pit bull, I don't know, Lefty got stepped on something. Maybe it was a piece of glass or a jagged piece of metal or something, and really hurt his paw. And David there, the Campulence man, had to help Lefty, I said like an eighth to a quarter of a mile back to the car, the vehicle. I guess, I don't know, the ambulance. Whatever, they were driving at the time, and he's taken him to the vet today, and he's going to be posting a video later today telling us what is wrong with Lefty's paw. It does look all kind of swollen and yucky. He stepped on something nasty there, and hopefully Lefty, I'm sure Lefty will be fine, but maybe he's got some glass or something embedded in his paw there and needs to get that out. But David is a very good owner. When the dog has a problem, you rush the dog to the vet and get it treated. So good for Lefty. So we'll let you know. We'll break into your programming later tonight with the latest on Lefty. Hey, we got a new Pet Palooza for you guys. This is Wednesday Addams' cat Sharpie. Ooh. All right. I don't know, man. Anyway, so if you got a Pet Palooza picture you'd like to send us, so we're just going to finish this up at the end of the month of July. So send me your pet pictures at camodavidgmx.com, and then we'll have a Pet Palooza Festival Spectacular coming up at the end of the month. Yeah, let's do some letters, shall we? Scott Glunt. Scott Glunt. I see a lot of people claiming to be homesteading, and you're right, they got power from the grid, cable city water, cable, comma, city water. I would say 70% of YouTube is fake and misleading. Yeah, I mean, come on. You know, we talk about these people, yeah, we're talking about living off the grid, and there's giant power lines going right overhead, and you really wonder, come on. You know, oh, I'm living way out in the middle of the desert in California, but I got to get the cable turned on. You know, they don't put cable wires, you know, cable TV wires in areas that are way off the grid. So, you know, if you got cable TV, you know, you're not off grid, okay? You know, you can say you're off grid. I guess you could just not plug into the cable, but I'm waiting for the cable guy to hook up my off-grid house. Mr. Peeps says, why do all these people, I guess he means nomads, or my peeps, excuse me, why do all these people, I guess he or she means nomads, act like they're the only ones with living expenses and repair bills? That's right. Everybody's got living expenses and repair bills, even Jeffrey Bezos. And, yeah, and Richard Branson, you know, I don't know. It is true, though. I mean, everybody has that. Whether you live in a house, whether you live in an apartment, whether you live in a condo, whether you live in a balloon, hot air balloon, whether you live in a submarine or a trailer or an RV or whatever. Everybody's got that, yeah. So Lee says that earthquake that rocked Pandaland was a 2.9, yeah. It's not big, right. It wasn't big. He says it's a minor earthquake, very small earthquake, right. But it, you probably could have felt it. And I would think with everybody there in there, there are only a few people at Pandaland anyway, and nobody even noticed it. But it did happen. We did report it. We got a bunch of people on the Camo Dave News Army. By Pinkerton says Element Van Life Nate went from a good video last week, yes, talking about living in close quarters with his girlfriend in his rather confined Japanese domestic vehicle van there, Toyota. He went from that to one big infomercial this week. I'm sure Nate lost viewers. Nate does like to have sponsors. And again, his channel ain't that big. It's not a gigantic channel with 1 million subs, but he's always got Skillshare or the Ridge Wallet or something to shill. I don't know. Brian Garrow says 2.9 on the Richter scale doesn't even equal the shaking my home got when a heavy truck drove past. But it does give you a reason to call your relatives and have a nice conversation. Come on, people. You haven't talked to them. That's right. Hey, we just had an earthquake here. It did. It did happen. It was centered right under where Pandaland is, and so we just report the news, and you decide whether it's important. Humphreys Peak, says Chris, is 12,637 feet, is the highest point in Arizona and part of the San Francisco Peaks, which is where the earthquake was centered, by the way, which is a dormant volcano. Pandaland is right next to a dormant volcano. They estimate the San Francisco Peaks once reached 16,000 feet above sea level, and either there was a mass eruption or just basic erosion, which causes what it looks like today. The most recent volcanic eruption of the San Fernando volcanic field was only 1,000 years ago at Sunset Crater near the peaks. Yes, so I don't know. It's a dormant volcano area up there near Pandaland, and I don't know, Okay, and other people were mad at Element Van Life because he did use that "she's leaving me" clickbait. Right. If you took a look at, yeah, he did. He said his last video was obvious clickbait. Said his girl was leaving Van Life, but she's just going to do a temp job and be back. Element Van Life is now officially member of the Bottom O for pulling that stunt. Yeah, he's ranking up there with Rob Littlehouse off grid. I hope he doesn't get to every darn video's got to be. I mean, Kurt and Snow and Kurt did that when Snow went up to Florida to visit the family. She's leaving me. I'm all alone. A car says Nikki Delventhal whatever her last name is, has a very clean car. She does. Very clean. She lives in her Prius, but it's very, very clean. Okay. No Name says, I always talk about doing lots of things, but I never do anything. That's right. Because I'm a critic. That's what critics do. Critics can't make movies. Critics can't play football. Critics can't, write a book. But they criticize and they criticize and they criticize. All right, everybody, that ought to do it. Thank you so much for watching. It is the 19th of July, 2021. Have a wonderful rest of your Monday. Talk to you later, vlog.